What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to YGOPD, your Yu-Gi-Oh! Professional Development, and this week's episode of 2 Minute Text. I'm sure you can tell what the card is, of course, by the thumbnail, but this is a card that came out of more of a conversation in prep for a regional event with one of my good friends, Alex, and I thought it would be something pretty cool to showcase. I'm not sure if this will be up Friday or Saturday. I'm debating of going to the Kentucky Regional. Of course, there's like the whole hurricane thing that's traveling through, so we will see, but I think this card is quite underutilized based on our conversation. This is Aerial Eater. I wanted to talk about this card in particular since there's a lot of ways that you can use this that doesn't necessarily require Engraver. Of course, it gets better with Engraver, but requires just 2 Fiend monsters with the same attribute to fuse. So you could make this without Engraver by climbing into, say, Sequence from Moon and then Requiem and then just having a spare body. You already have the 2 Light Fiends engraved to use. So similar to Millennium Engine, right? Just accessing this with any 3 bodies. I've come to realize that there's a lot more applications to this card than what I gave it credit for. The Reborn effect for itself is nice to have a spare body to link away with and bring back to continue to climb up as a way to facilitate cards like either Underworld Goddess or Access Code to break boards. There's also a few really unique uses by making this with Sequence and dumping a level 6 Unchained. I think it's the Shyama maybe, and then bringing it back as an alternative way to get 2 level 6 monsters on board using Aerial Eater and then that Shyama to make Caesar, and then you still get access to that with the Fiendsmith engine without having to buy an Engraver. And the other 2, of course, are just utilizing the pool of good Fiend monsters. A couple to abuse are Soul Scissors, which is a card my friend uses that has convinced me to try and see how I like that to add a more layered end board, as well as, of course, helping to use a card like, say, Red Resonator to dump and reborn off Princess so that you have a card for time. And that's it. That's this week's 2-Minute Text. A common I think is super underexplored, and a lot more corner cases I'm sure will start to be discovered post Azamina and post Rhoda. But with all that said, I will see you all in the next one. Later.